Bam. Alright guys, I'm telling you something, the last couple days, I've fished about 4 days in a row, took off some time this week, and crappie are hard to catch. Now, one of the fellows fishing on the lake, good gosh, he's a small one. One of the fellows fishing on the lake commented that to me too. I'm gonna tell you what, that's little sixes. That's the size 6 hook and that jig. I'll tell you what, once you get those in the crappie, I don't think you're gonna have to worry about them throwing them or getting them out, because my goodness, even the pliers are hard to get out. But these crappie have been hard to catch. I took off on that squirrel, guys. One squirrel on you. They follow you a lot. Somebody texted me yesterday, Doug texted me, said, he's down here, he said, crappie are acting funny, and he's right, they are. They will follow you a lot the last couple of days. Why? They're eating all these mayflies. I see mayflies hanging here. This guy keeps this dock clean. It's a beautiful place here. And I haven't been here. It's the first time I've been here for about, gosh, it's probably been a month since I've been to this dock. Guys, I told y'all, I don't beat them up. I've got enough docks. I don't keep beating the same one. Now, y'all gonna see one dock that I have been fishing. It's a new dock I found about a month ago now. I've been fishing that dock because it's really close to me. The crappie haven't been using it in the years past. I just found it this year. But if somebody adds a piece of brush or does anything to enhance their dock, crappie will start using it. They don't take much. Here's the cross braces. Okay, I'm fishing docks the last couple of days. They have cross braces on them. They use the cross braces to hide behind. And the reason I came to this dock this morning is I'm gonna hit this dock, and from here, the next 1.5 miles, 2 miles up, I got about 6 docks. I'm gonna jump from one to the other one, okay? That's what I do when I plan a trip, what I wanna do. I just watched Sam's video and taught me fishing different techniques, and he's fishing Kerr Lake where you have a lot of open water and you have a lot of land that don't have houses. There's not as many houses up there. So you can go up on some property easily because there's no houses around. You can cut a piece of trash or find an old tree that fell over, whatever you want to do, and tie to it, hook to it, cut take a handsaw, and you can make your little couple pieces of brush and drag it out and make your brush pile. That don't happen here. There's not any brush here. It's put out by the landowners around the dock or something like that, or you got to carry it in your boat. Now I put some out this spring, Christmas trees. I carried them on my boat from my house. Right. And I don't have any on the main lake. I probably ought to. Most of mine on Poplar Creek, and right now they're not using them. I've checked last couple times. Checked, there's nothing on them because the water's gotten too hot in that creek. The main channel stays cooler. That's why they're right here. All right, let's see if we can catch another fish. All right, guys, the next cast. Now, I know that y'all thinking, man, he's just slaying them. I've been here, guys. I've been here about 10 minutes, and I started off with a LC shad, and they wouldn't touch it. Okay, in a new color. Actually, the same color. White. This color's called Wow. Nice fish there too. He's about 9.5. I started off the LC shad in this color. I made these yesterday. It's called Wow. Now I only make Wow right now in the stinger, the cricket, and the bug. And the reason I do is because it's not a great selling color. It sells some in the stinger, but I was shooting them in the Tweety Bird. I make them in Tweety Bird too, guys. I was shooting them in Tweety Bird yesterday. I'm sorry. So I told y'all, 38 colors, 15 bodies. I have to hard time keeping up with it. I made a video on the Porter Cats with the Tweety Bird, okay? So when I was filming it, y'all will see this. I shot them in this Tadpole Junior, and I shot them in LC Shad. Well, I thought, well, I'll try the LC Shad this morning. They wouldn't hit it. I went to another bait. I don't know what it was now. Anyway, I went through 3 baits, and they didn't want anything to do with it. So finally I said, well, let's go smaller. I went to a little bit. Well, they would hit a little bit, caught one on a little bit and hit it, and they quit on that. I said, well, let's go medium size. A little bit's 1.5 inches too. Let's go to the Tadpole, because the Tadpole has a different look to it, and it got that big flat tail. And I went to this tadpole, and bam, I didn't catch one that time, did I? I started catching them. They're on this brace right here. Okay, y'all can see the X, see the boards? All right, that makes it hard for me to cast. I can't just throw over there and let my bait sink and then work it back. Because when I do that, I get hung up. So I really got to concentrate. So I got to quit talking to fish. I got to throw over there, let it sink down. Y'all can see the brace starts at 6 foot on the engine. And then at 6 foot, I got to stop it and work it across the top of them. And I can't see my bait on the live scope. If I could, that would help me. 30, 35, 25 feet. Once in a while, I can see it. All right, bam, guys. It took me a minute to get going here. I done made 2 or 3 casts, no bites. I know it's fishy. I see a couple back in there. Haven't been here for about a month, this dock. And, you know, I said this the other day. I was making a video. It acts like a bass. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Everywhere. Fighting hard. That's what I figured. It's a bass. But anyway, I got 2 pound test, guys. Y'all probably going like, Dennis, just flip him up the boat. You just don't take a bass, even though he's only about 12 inches. That's a spotted bass. They're crazy. He might be bigger than 12 inches. And you just don't take a bass this size and just flip him up in the boat on 2 pound test. Bam. Oh boy, he just thrown a fit in it. They're not easy to catch today, as I said. Very difficult. Now, like I said, it's been like that for about two weeks or so. When you get them, when they're eating on bugs. Now I've made some video. I know some of you are already thinking, Dennis, they're eating bugs. Why don't you use the cricket? Bam! I made a video yesterday. He's coming at you on the cricket. I loaded one, and I made 2 porta catches with him. That's why I'm using the tadpole today. I could use a different color than cricket. That tadpole got a little tore up. But so I made these yesterday, and I thought I'll just fish for something that I usually don't use, something I don't have all the time. And the water's gotten really clear here. The water's about 3 foot visibility at least. I got hung up over on that brace, guys, and I went over to get it off, right on top of them. And I can look down the water and see the brace going making its X. And I stuck my I can say this, I stuck my rod down in the water and got it off. And I'm gonna tell you what, the crappie, they just settled down a little bit. I come back over here, you can see them, they're still there. I thought maybe they would leave, and I really didn't care, because I thought if I push them, if I spook them, they're going back in the dock, at least I can cast back in there. So that's what I usually did. Usually they're back in there to the 2nd or 3rd post, and I cast over top of the brace. I get a little closer. And once I finished working my bait and fishing it, I reeled it back in fast over top of the brace. Where when they're using the brace itself, like they are today, that's a whole different story. You know, because you can't let it drop down through them or close to them. You got to come over top of them or come past the brace and drop it. Like I say, most of these docks that have braces, and most of them on the main lake do, anything that's a newer dock within the last, let's say, 10 or 15 years, the crappie love them. I'm gonna tell you, they love those braces. But boy, us fishermen, we don't like them. It's gonna be a bass. You know, it's fun catching these bass. It's the second one this morning. Like I say, they hang right there and they hang out the crappie, because they're about, 10 to, he's probably 12 inches by the size of the other one. Crappie are not scared of them, because they're eating the same thing the crappie's eating. They're eating a small menace. This lake is full of them. Bam. First cast. Switch docks, guys. There was a lot of crappie at the other dock. I mean, a lot of crappie. Well, that's a nice one here. Not about 6 or 8 here. And that's fine, because usually they're bigger. I think the problem I was having at the other dock, besides the braces being in my way, is like I said, most of them are smaller crappies, all about the same size, all about 9 inches. Sorry guys, I just stopped it because I knew it was gonna take me a minute. I just stopped. That's a nice crappie, guys. He's probably pushing 11. All right, they're back under this jet ski. I'm gonna get my boat turned around, get reset up, and get another bait on. I tore that bait. I know the guy that makes them, so I don't worry about tearing them. But I'm telling you, that size 6 hook, gosh, that thing goes in a fish. If you get it in his lip, in his mouth, he gonna break your line. He ain't coming off if you get it in him, because man, it's hard to get off. I've got a notion to take and shut the barb on the hook next to on the hook to see if it helps them, because man, they're a pain to get off. I know some of you are going, man, that's a good thing. It is a good thing till you take them off and you're like, wow. Well, that had me hung for a little bit. Bam. That's a nice one too, guys. One but a few on this dock here either. The last dock I caught the one off of, and that's it. But it's right there. I'm saying I didn't go far. I'm on a bluff bank, as y'all can see. It's house way up on the knoll. I'm just running up a bluff bank checking the dock. This is the last one for a while, and that's good too. If you find one that's by itself, that makes it better. But it's not many on these docks right now, and a lot of them are in open water. And that dock back there where I caught the last one, I told you it was about 6. After I got that fish in, bent my hook, so I put on a different jig head. This is one I make myself. Y'all think it looks ugly? It is. I did dip it, paint it. It's made from a split shot, and y'all seen me use this before. I got a video on how to make them. I haven't used any for a long time, but I done lost a couple jigs this morning fishing these docks with braces on them, and that's what I do. Once the fishing gets tough, you just go to docks that have braces. They'll keep using those. The braces to them is just as good as brush or better, because they go from one dock post like this to the next one. You can see it right there. Now more fish there than this one than was on the other dock. You see that little mark right there, and see those marks right here? Them are braces. See, it's got a brace going from this post that way, and it's got one coming out this way, from the dock out to the water. I reckon that it's jammed against the bottom. So yeah, it's real easy to get hung up here. Bam. All right, guys, I went to another dock, and some people were there, so I didn't even stop. I slowed down, seen that they had their door open on the dock, and some chairs have been moved. I fished enough to know that something's different. So I go on. I don't fish a dock somebody's been on. So I've been jumping some docks. I went to one dock and there was about 6 fish on it. That's a nice fish there, guys. He's probably pushing 10 or at 10. And those fish would not pay attention to me, they follow me. And I said this earlier in the video. Doug asked me the same question yesterday. He texted me and said, hey, are they following you a lot? Yes. And I think a lot of it is they got plenty to eat right now. They're not really hungry. The mayflies, y'all can't tell the GoPro because I mentioned I talking about it, I'm looking on, y'all can't see. But that cover right there on that boathouse, there's specks all over it, those are mayflies. Yesterday I got 2 off of my boat. They landed on me, landed on the boat. So yeah, the mayflies are everywhere, and they hatch, and they don't live to be a day. So they're hatching at night, I think, because somebody else told me they've been seeing a lot too early in the morning. I think they're hatching at night. And I hear fish breaking all morning. There's been fish breaking around me, and around the open water, around the dock. And that's what they're doing. They're eating those mayflies. So I'm going to finish this video with y'all on this one. I'm going to see if I can catch one more for you on this, just a wild fun video of fishing with wild. And like I said, I done it because I made a pour to catch with the Tweety bird. And when I made that pour to catch, I thought, and made the shot par, I thought, hey, let's go ahead and shoot it in the tadpole and maybe the LC shad. And oops, that was a bad cast, wasn't it? Y'all heard that? I guarantee y'all heard that here. So I'm casting that hard, guys. To get back under that dock, I'm casting that hard. All right, she went back under that time. I'll go ahead and make some in a couple different bodies. I usually don't, and just see if I can catch some fish with them. You know, this might be a color I want to add to the Tadpole Junior. But it's going to be a clear watercolor, I promise you that. The smoke color, the wild smoke with red and black flake and silver flake. Our water right now is about 2.5 to 3 foot visibility. So if you got more than 2 foot, 2.5 visibility, it's going to be a good bait for you. All right, guys. Caught one on the next cast. Get him in the boat. He's a little smaller. You gotta get up under that dock. Now this one came after I came out from underneath the dock and grabbed it. There's some hanging at the front of the dock. All right, there you go. All right, guys. Look, see how fat he is? Doug said, look at the little belly pudging. Doug said, man, these crappie are fat right now. That's because they're eating mayflies, Doug. They've been gorging on them, I'm telling you, in the mornings you can hear them smacking them. You at night, crappie like feed at night. I imagine they're just having a ball at night. See, a lot of these docks have lights on, guys. They put on at night. The first one I started on down there had lights all around the top, solar lights built into the post. So they come on at night. The cold corner of this building right here is covered with mayflies. So I can see them. All that black y'all see on there, if you can tell it. If you put it on TV, you probably can see it. If you're watching it on your phone, I know some of y'all make comments, you're watching on the phone and an iPad. Well, a lot of the little details you're not going to see, right? You watch it on TV or on your computer screen, you got a 13, 14 inch computer screen, everything's going to be a little bigger. You can see some of that stuff. But that's what they're doing. They're eating up on those. So when they're not hungry, they're harder to catch, right? So, you know, that's the way it is. But we're catching a few. Now, I've been around a lot of crappie this morning. And I can tell you what, the last week I caught a bunch. This week, I have fished 4 or 5 days in a row. Guys, because I took some time off. And it's tough. I'm telling you, it's tough. They've been tough all week. I probably on the average 20 to 30 a trip. The other week, I thought I'll start counting them. Because I made a comment, y'all, how many I've been catching. So I counted them the other week. And I think I caught 62 or 64 one trip. And I caught 45 the next trip. So, yeah, I usually average 30, 35 fish a trip out in the mornings. So I usually come out at 6, 6:30. Guys, I fished about 11. Sometimes I go a little longer if the heat will let me. But I can tell you what, it was 96 yesterday. Heat index was 104. Pretty cooler day, only 94, heat index 102. Yeah, man, cool off today. So I'll be working it tomorrow, or this coming week, guys. So I got a lakefront house I'm painting, and a boathouse. So that's the way it goes. Somebody's got to do it. But that's what I'll do, guys. I'll go down about 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'll get there early as I can. Get up and get moving. If I get there at 6:30, that's better, right? And I'll paint to 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock. If I get to where I feel like I'm gapping for breath and I'm just cooking, that's it. I start my truck, get the air conditioner on, clean up, wipe off good, jump in the truck and the air conditioner, and that's it. And I come on home. I'm not going to die on the side of somebody's house, right? Heat stroke is, guys, heat stroke, you can do it. Right there they are. See, they're back in there to the second post. The heat stroke can do it. I seen on the news the other day, a guy was 38 years old, football player, died from heat stroke. And he died in his house. He got so overheated and got sick, he went home, laid down in the house and died from heat stroke. So don't think that you can't die from heat stroke just because you're a young fella too. Heat will do you in, guys. Hey guys, I'm gonna add something else real fast. Don't beat me up here now. I know I got black sleeves on this morning. They're sweating. See my arms right underneath? They're called cool arms. Yeah, my white ones are in the wash. And I got pink, white, blue. I don't want my other ones. I thought about that last time I laid in bed. Before I went to sleep, I went, where's the rest of your cool arms at? You need to dig them up. I bought a pack with about 6 or 8 colors in it. Black's the only I could find this morning. But it doesn't make any difference. It makes your arms sweat, and then when the air hits and stuff, it cools you. That's why they call it cool arms. Second thing to do is to keep the sun off of you. I meant to pull my gloves out this morning, and I didn't do it. Because I work in the sun all the time, guys. See my old hands? And if you keep that sun off you best you can. I got a scarf around my head. The only thing showing is my face, my nose. And usually I put a little sunscreen on my nose and stuff. Try to protect yourself from that sun. I work in it and fish in it. I'm out here a lot. If you fish a lot, you need to be covering yourself as much as you can. You know, there's nothing worse than having to have something removed from your face or your hands, but it happens. Try to cover yourself best you can, okay? Hey, my name's Dennis, Fishing Lake Country. See y'all next time.